Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing a Meguiar's wheel brush cleaner. Traditionally in the past I've always used a sponge or an old wash mitt to clean the alloy wheels. However, these wheel brushes are meant to be quicker and easier to clean, so let's put that to the test and see how it performs.
This is how the brush was packaged. It came in an open clear plastic bag with the cardboard label zip tied to the handle. I bought the medium-sized brush from Amazon for £15. I've put a link in the description if you want to purchase one. After cutting the zip tie, the brush handle simply slides out of the cardboard sleeve. Initial impressions are the handle looks comfortable and is easy to grip. The microfiber head also looks nice and thick, so it shouldn't feel like you're rubbing a plastic stick against the surface being cleaned. I'm first starting with the rear wheel on my M4 as there is a bigger gap between the disc and alloy wheel. Always have a method when cleaning multi-spoke wheels. I'm working from the outside in and usually start at the 12 o'clock position and work around. The Auto Glim shampoo I use is a low foaming solution which makes it harder to see what I've already cleaned, especially after a snow foam and rinse which removes most of the dirt. I'm finding it easier to move the brush in and out of the spokes as opposed to sliding the brush along the edge of each spoke. This method means more of the brush fibres clean the wheel and trap dirt, reducing the chances of scratching. It's very easy to clean between the spokes where there is a large gap. The brush doesn't feel heavy and is retaining a decent amount of water in the fibres. These alloy wheels also have a gutter behind the spokes and this brush is making light work of that. It's also easy to clean the inner rim of the wheel, getting right to the back without having to shred your hands trying to squeeze a sponge or mitt between the spokes. It's also good at cleaning these inner spokes, where I'm twisting the brush to get it into the tight corners when there isn't enough room to pull it in and out of the spoke gap. These brushes are not really an all-in-one cleaning solution. Cleaning the front surface of the alloy wheel is definitely quicker with a wash mitt than it would be with this brush because it has a larger surface area. Same goes for cleaning the inner part of this alloy wheel design. The brush cannot clean the inner part of the spokes, so here I'm resorting to my usual method of using a wash mitt. The brush also isn't great at cleaning the face of brake calipers or getting between the spoke and caliper when there's limited clearance between the two. Quick rinse to wash off the shampoo and this wheel is done. Now let's see how the brush performs on the front alloy wheel, which has a slightly bigger caliper behind it. It's too big to get in between the caliper and wheel. I'll have to move the car forwards to clean behind that part of the inner rim. I've tried using the tip of the brush to clean the face of the brake calipers, but it doesn't work. The tip isn't as well padded with fibres and it feels like you're just poking a plastic tip against the surface. One thing I've noticed which I don't like is the hard lip at the base of the brush head. You can see it here in this image. When moving the brush in and out of the wheel around the spokes, it catches the back edge of the spoke, which on these alloys is just a square machined edge. In time, I think this could chip the lacquered coating off the alloy wheel. I think a tapered lip on the brush would have been a better design. I'm going to wrap insulation tape over it to pad the edge and protect the spokes from damage. So to conclude, if you don't already have a wheel brush, I'd recommend buying one. I wouldn't say it was a necessity, but for most enthusiast detailers like myself, the biggest advantage is cleaning the inner rim of the alloy wheel when compared to alternative methods. It's quicker and you're less likely to shred your hands in the process. Wheel brushes don't replace a sponge or wash mitt, and how much you use of each heavily depends on your alloy wheel design. The fibres on this Meguiar's brush are thick and I didn't feel the stick where the fibres attach hitting the alloy wheel during cleaning. With this brush being new, I was fully expecting loose fibres to fall out during cleaning. They didn't, which hopefully means this brush will last a long time before it starts falling apart. I'd suggest to avoid using the tip of the brush to try cleaning parts of the wheel. I think by design it is not meant to be used like that anyway. It has some protection to prevent potential damage, but it's simply best to get into the habit of not using it that way in the first place. As I've mentioned before, I think it is a design oversight where the brush handle connects to the head of the brush. However, this can easily be resolved by wrapping it in some insulation tape like I did. As for the price, I think £15 is reasonable for the quality of this brush. I've linked to it in the description if you want to take a closer look. Here I'm cleaning the alloys on the X5. These have a simpler spoke design and in comparison are much easier to clean with a wheel brush. Because there is a greater clearance between the discs and wheels, it is also easier to clean around the brake calipers. Because the spoke design is wider on these alloy wheels, the brush can also fit between them to clean the disc rotor hat. However, I still think it's easier using a wash mitt than this wheel brush.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and for me to produce more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.